Port Adelaide don't want to do the deal that was just discussed. Let's talk about it. Now, good evening for you guys, good morning for me. My voice is absolutely cooked because I'm feeling crook. Gonna head to the pharmacy straight after this. It's 9:30, I've been up since 6:30, waking up periodically. My body just knows that there's trades and stuff happening, so every couple of hours I'm waking up to check my phone to see what the hell is going on. But like I said right at the start, there's some movement in the Dan Houston trade. It's a three-way trade, and we can actually thank Rory Atkins. We'll talk about that in a second. Before we go any further, I can still see that 60% of people who are watching my stuff aren't subscribed. So if you can hit that subscribe button, it would mean the absolute world. We are less than 800 away from 10,000, and that would be absolutely incredible if I can hit that. Maybe even before I come to Australia. That's how it's projecting at the moment. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, please. Love ya. So you would have just seen, I think there was about 100 in the first 2 minutes that I posted it. I made a video about the three-way deal that is looking likely at the time to go through. And I thought, oh yeah, that's gonna be a good video. We'll break it down, we'll see, blah, 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 what's going where and why they're doing that. And then in the 5 minutes that I posted that, Cal Toomey came out and tweeted that Port Adelaide don't want to do that deal anymore. So everything is back on the trade table. Dan Houston is in limbo, and it's just an insane shit show at the moment. So what I'll do with this video is I'll cut and paste what I was talking about in my previous video about the three-way deal. So you'll see that right now. So like we've said for a while, it's going to be a three-way trade. There were sort of rumblings that North Melbourne were going to get that pick 13 because Gold Coast really like that pick 13, and I posted about it. And this, when it finally goes through, we'll talk about the roller coaster that it was. But this literally has been the biggest roller coaster to get Dan Houston to the Pies. He wants to go to Carlton. He doesn't want to go to Carlton. He doesn't want to come to the Pies. North Melbourne, pick 13 might go to Sydney. It was just absolutely nuts. But now we've got word of, and I've written it all down, we've got word of who's getting what's happening. So let's all break it down. So obviously this is not super finalised yet. This is just what everyone's saying, which I think is how it will play out. So I'll move over to the side so we can pop them up here. So Port Adelaide are getting Lukosius, Joe Richards, Rory Atkins, pick 13, pick 29, pick 36. Now from us, pick 36 and Joe Richards, that's what's going to Port Adelaide. That's what we're sending. Rory Atkins, didn't even know he was still playing football. Gold Coast gave him 5 years apparently, and he hasn't played a lot of football. And he's somehow going to Port Adelaide. That was the biggest thing to unlock this trade. So when this goes through, I need you all to go onto Rory Atkinson's Instagram page and just say thank you for going to Port Adelaide and giving us Dan Houston. The Pies are going to get Dan Houston and pick 58. Now, you see pick 58, you go, oh, what a shit pick, blah, 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 blah. Pick 58, I've done some research. Tom Phillips went pick 58. James Podsley-Adley went pick 58. Dane Swan went pick 58. And two-time Brownlow medalist, recent premiership player, fellow ball magnet, Lachie Neale, went pick 58. So yes, it's not that good of a pick, but look at the diamonds in the rough that you can find. And remember that this draft bats really, 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 really deep. And with pick 58 as well, when people are bidding on father, sons and academy picks, all those picks, so say Essendon are going for Karko, right? I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. I've literally never heard it. But let's just say he goes at pick 15, someone bids on him. So Essendon have to give up whatever it is, pick 25, 36, 38, 40, 42, right, for example. So that pick 58 moves up 4 spaces. So that pick 58 could get closer to 50, maybe into the late 40s with all the drafts and when all the biddings are said and done. So Gold Coast get John Noble, the future first from Port, future first from the Pies, and pick 39, which I think is from Port Adelaide. So, look, when you look at it like that, you're probably thinking the Pies are getting shafted. Like, I've seen that a lot. Why are we giving up our future first pick? Pies are getting shafted. We're getting rid of 2 players and next year's pick. But if you break it down just in general, in what world is, Joe Richards and John Noble being a part of this trade, if you were to put these as separate trades, Joe Richards is probably a future third or just a third rounder in general. He's probably that pick 58, right? Let's be honest. John Noble, he's not in a normal world with no Houston, blah blah blah. He's not worth that that pick 13, or without giving away that future first. So that makes sense. And that future first, we don't need it. And people will say, why are we giving away our future first when we got McGuan to bid on? But Gold Coast are in that exact same position. That's why they're giving away their pick 13 to the highest bidder, because they don't need those points, because that will just get absorbed for their academy pick anyway. So it doesn't matter. So they may as well maximize what they can get back, and they have, because they've got 2 future firsts in next year's draft, John Noble and pick 39. And that's exactly the same boat we're in for McGuan next year, where let's just say that future first ends up being pick 15. If someone bid on McGuan next season, that pick 15, bang, straight into McGuan. So you may as well get rid of it when you can get when you can maximize what you can get for it, and the maximization of that is Dan Houston. So that was the 3-way deal that was proposed, right? And I thought it looked good. Yes, look, people are saying Port were getting shafted, and I kind of understand it, but I kind of don't as well. They were getting 3 players, players that they wanted, obviously, and a bunch of picks. So 3 players, 3 picks, which is fair enough. Like, I thought that was great for them. I think that because that came out publicly, they saw the backlash, especially of like Rory Atkins and stuff, and they started to go back on it. And they're like, oh no, Port Adelaide supporters don't like this. We have to cancel this deal and think of another way to do this. I don't know if that's the right case. Cal Toomey hasn't said why they don't want to do it. We'll have more information as it comes to light tomorrow, because what's the time in Australia at the moment? It's nearly 9 o'clock. So it's all been paused until Tuesday morning. So we'll figure it out back then. But it looks like if anything doesn't work out, it's because Port shit themselves and don't want to do this deal. And look, let me know in the comments below if you think Port are getting shafted. I don't think they really are. Like, I know they're losing Dan Houston, and I know Gold Coast are getting, those 2 future first round picks. Maybe Port Adelaide don't want to give up that future first round pick. Maybe that's what's holding it up. Maybe they don't want Rory Atkins now. It's hard to tell until they come out and say why. But this is just, at what point do we just say, you know what, Dan, go to the Kangaroos, stay at Port Adelaide. We're losing time and energy and effort into trying to get this player here, who would be fantastic. But is it worth all this hassle? Should we be putting our efforts into somebody else? Should we be going like, an Ollie Lord or Robinson or someone else who can give us that time and effort, and just trying to get pick 13 from the Gold Coast and saying to Port Adelaide, you're done. Like, you don't want to deal with us. That's 100% fine if you don't think this is going to work. See you later, Dan. It was nice. See you later. Is that what's going to happen, or is it literally just going to go down to the wire? I will be so upset if Port Adelaide, like today, they're like, we don't want to do this deal anymore. Fuck that, blah. And then you see that the final deal is they just get another pick in the 60s or something, or they get that pick 58 that we're supposed to get. So it will be very interesting to see what happens. I think it's very fucking annoying. I'm starting to get really, really frustrated, because we didn't start this trade period with the thought of Dan Houston coming to the Pies, and now that he's so close, it's kind of like Thursday as a weekday. It's just such a tease for the weekend. It's not the weekend. You still have to go through Friday. And this Dan Houston news and Port Adelaide blowing it up now is just a tease of what's to come. And this isn't going to get done on Tuesday, like they said they would. This is going to literally go right down to the bloody wire. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.